Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Supreme Petrochem Limited Q2 and H1 FY26 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mrs. Purvangi Jain from Velorim Advisors. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
We represent the investor relations of Supreme Petrochem Limited. On behalf of the company, I would like to thank you all for participating in the company's earnings call for the second quarter and first half of the financial year 2026. Before we begin, let me mention a quick cautionary statement. Some of the statements made in today's earnings call may be forward-looking in nature. Such forward-looking statements are subject to risk and uncertainties, which could cause actual results to differ from those anticipated. Such statements are based on management's belief as well as assumptions made by and information currently available to the management. Audiences are cautioned not to place undue reliance on these forward-looking statements in making any investment decisions. The purpose of today's earnings conference call is purely to educate and bring awareness about the company's fundamental business and financial performance for the quarter under review. Now let me introduce you to the management participating with us in today's earnings call. We have with us Mr. Rakesh Nair, Executive Director and CFO, Mr. Dilip Deole, Chief Executive of Finance and Accounts, and Mr. D.N. Mishra, Company Secretary. Without any delay, I request Mr. Rakesh Nair to start with his opening remarks. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Purvangi. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the earnings conference call for the second quarter and first half of the financial year 2026. Let me start by giving you a brief overview of the financial performance for the quarter ended 30th September 2025. On a standalone basis, the operating income for the second quarter is rupees 1100 crores as against rupees 1500 crores in the previous year. The reduction in the top line is mainly due to lower raw material prices, which during the quarter prevailed in the range of $850 to $950, about $1150 the corresponding quarter in the total EBITDA including the income stood at rupees 86 crores and net profit after tax is rupees 58 crores. For the first half of the financial year 2026, the operating income is rupees 1,487 crores. The total EBITDA is rupees 216 crores. The total EBITDA margin of 8.69%. The net profit after tax stood at rupees 129 crores. Company's sales volumes of manufactured products stood at 76,962 and for the first half stood at 170,826 metric tons as compared to 170,813 metric tons in the corresponding period of the previous year. Actually, there is a first half of the year. The volumes and margins were impacted due to extended monsoon leading to demand for cooling devices such as air conditioners and refrigerators, deferment of purchase due to advance intimation of GST rate reduction, subdued economic activity across major economies, changed trade flows due to trade barriers in the form of tariffs imposed by USA, and a decline in steel monomer prices, which current prices at about $800 per metric ton, down from around $940 metric ton at the end of June 2025. This also led to the destocking by the processors. On a positive note, I'm happy to share that ABS plant in technical collaboration with Messrs. Versalis SPA with a capacity of 70 tons per annum has commenced commercial production. The integration of X-mold polymers is also planned. Company continues to remain debt-free and all capital expenditure funded through the internal accruals. As of 30th of September 2025, we maintained an investable surplus of rupees 552 crores. The board has recommended an interest of 125%, that rupees 250 per equity share of face value of rupees 2 each. With this, I conclude. We now open the floor for the session.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Aditya Ketan from Smith's Institutional Equities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. And happy Diwali to you and your team, sir. So just a couple of questions. So first on the volume side, I missed your initial remarks. Like, have you mentioned like what was the reason for a big dip in volume? Apart from the GST cut and all those reasons, is there anything structural change in demand you have seen and you see like this would pick up in the coming quarter? Any commentary, sir, on this side?
As I explained, the demand is cut down because of the extended monsoons, which led to the damp sale of cooling devices like air conditioners and refrigerators, leading to the lower lifting by the OEMs and air conditioning manufacturers. Secondly, there is a trade flow change in the trade flows also. With the tariffs put by USA, the supply flow has changed. The countries where we were exporting, there the other nations, because they are unable to export to USA or processed goods are not going to USA, so everybody is in the global market now to sell their material also. So there is a competition there as well. And also that there is automatically the processors generally avoid stocking material when there is a continuous fall in the raw material prices. So this fall in the styrene monomer prices also led to some amount of destocking by the processors. Okay. So, sir, this lower styrene prices, has this been fully reflected in this quarter, or we could see further weakening of realizations because it is a pass-on? So, next quarter also we could see muted realizations? See, the styrene monomer is a global event. India does not produce a single kg of styrene monomer. So the global events impact styrene monomer, the global demand, supply, crude prices, everything is going to determine the price of styrene. As of now styrene is ruling for the last 2 weeks at about $800. If this level continues, so maybe starting from December onwards, it will be a normal thing then. Okay. Sir, on the ABS side, and we have started the phase 1, sir, is there any change on the guidance? I think earlier we have stated 25,000 tons we would be doing by this fiscal. And any thoughts around second phase? Are we planning to complete that by FY27? No, the second phase we had said we will complete by FY28, and as far so far it remains the same. There is no change in that. And as far as the ABS is concerned, because that was based on the earlier that we would start our plant by June, but now the plant got delayed, and the trials are on still with the processor. The testing is going on with various processors. So the guidance would change on that. I think I will be not able to give you the exact number, but it should be closer to maybe 15,000 tons or so in this year then.
Got it. Sir, this lower volumes in this quarter, I understand you have mentioned like it is a monsoon period. So there are high chances so that it could be recouped in the next quarter. Again, we could be back to that 95 to 1 lakh to volume current rate.
See, the third quarter is always a weak quarter, post-Diwali, post-festival. So it only the third quarter starts picking up only towards the end of November or December only. And the fourth quarter is always the best quarter that way. So in the next, from December to March in those 4 months, if the demand is good from the OEMs, yes, we should be able to recover.
Got it, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll come back in the queue.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nirav Jimodia from Anvil Wealth. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Good afternoon and festival wishes to the entire team of Supreme Petro. Sir, I have a few questions to ask. So, sir, first is on the styrene part. Like, as we see that Chinese have become more self-sufficient in their styrene capacities as against their earlier reliance on imported styrene. Has this led to the startup of additional capacities for PS and ABS in China? And that's why we are seeing some compression in the spreads, or is it a general demand issue globally? Also add to it, like the other benzene value chains have not been doing well, like capro or phenol or rest of the products. So has styrene, with the styrene being more of a stable commodity over last so many quarters, do those additional capacities have put pressure on starting up the further capacities of PS and ABS in China? Your thoughts here, sir.
China has become self-sufficient in styrene monomer. They have put up large capacities. Rather, 2 million tons of additional styrene capacity is coming up very shortly. Maybe in the next quarter they would be on stream also. And with that 2 million tons, China would be 100% self-sufficient as styrene monomer. But they also have large downstream capacities which they have implemented for polystyrene and ABS. But then they are more than the export of the polymers, they are actually in the export of the processed goods. And with the trade barriers, they are unable to export the processed goods. And currently, as we are told, that China is running all their polymer plants at 50 to 60% capacity utilizations. So with the large build-up of capacities in China, there is always a threat of imports coming in. If they are unable to utilize it for the processed goods, then maybe, yes, anytime that imports can happen from there, they will be aggressive in exports. That threat currently continues.
Got it, sir. Got it. Very helpful. So second is on the export part. Like last time you mentioned that the capacity is close to around 15,000 tons, which with 5,000 tons they expanded it, I think, Q4 of FY24. So if you can share what's the status there in terms of the utilization for first half, A and B, are they also doing some expansions over and above those 15,000 tons?
So they are not doing any expansion above 15,000. Right now, we are only setting up all their systems because they were a small company. We want to bring them in line with our processes. Like even they never had an ERP, and we just finished installing an ERP SAP system there also. And we are changing the product mix there. So that work is in progress. It will take another 4 to 5 months before we can say, yes, we are now in line, they are in line with our mindset.
Okay. Got it. And sir, any numbers on the utilization part you can share? Is it possible?
As far as capacity utilization is concerned,
yeah,
we the first half of the year we have operated at almost close to 79%. Okay. In the last quarter, our capacity utilization was low. We were closer to 72% or so only. And that is it. Got it.
Sir, next question is, we have seen the volumes falling in second quarter vis-a-vis last quarter last year. So was this predominantly the fall in volumes for polystyrene, or also the EPS volumes were also impacted?
No, it is all the volume, because even EPS goes into the packaging of the durables. And with the extended monsoons, even in the construction, the activity has been slow. And as far as the fish boxes are concerned, where EPS is used extensively, there also the demand has come down.
Got it.
So the volumes are impacted both in PS and EPS.
Got it, sir. And sir, last question is, since you mentioned in your opening remarks that there was a fall in the styrene prices, was there an element of inventory losses in Q2A? And if you also can share the trading sales for second quarter. Thank you so much.
See, then the prices fall. That is bound to happen. But then it's a dynamic thing. The materials keep on coming. They are moving out always. So to quantify the numbers, it's a long exercise, and we haven't. To put an exact number on the inventory loss is very difficult. But yes, that kind of an impact is there.
Okay. And sir, if you can share the trading sales for second quarter.
Of the total number, trading would be closer to 22%.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sailesh Raja from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Sir, my first question, in August 2025, Europe, they have imposed provisional anti-dumping duty on ABS originating from South Korea and Taiwan, which together it accounted for around 2.2 lakh tons annually. So this volume is expected to redirected to Middle East or any other Asian market. Do you see any impact? Do you see any changes in demand and supply scenario in India, sir? Can you please talk about that?
In India, see already sufficient imports were coming, because the demand in India was close to 300,000 tons, and in the FY25 the imports were close to 160,000 tons. And currently also in the first half of the year, we see that the imports have been almost in line with what was imported last year.
Okay.
There is no additional imports, or as what you are saying, because of the anti-dumping duty imposed by Korea on the Korea by Europe. We don't see that impacting any additional imports coming into India.
Okay. Sir, can you please give the split between within the ABS imports, the general purpose ABS and spec grades? What is the mix? Can you please share it? And also.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, I don't have any breakup of general purpose but generally the ABS comes in mainly either for molding or for extrusion purposes. There are different grades for molding, and within that, yes, specific applications have different grades. But then I don't have a breakup of that
where we will be targeting, sir? General purpose or specific grades like mass ABS? We have lot of.
We will be in both in molding as well as in extrusion, and our grades would be it'll be more defining the applications for which application which grade will go. So once all the grades are in the market and once the trial or the testing has been done by the processors and the OEMs and molders, then we will be able to give the full slate in the market then.
Okay. Sir, on the compound side, currently we are producing around 18,000 to 19,000 tons annually, and we are planning to expand capacity to 75,000 tons. And X-mold also, we have around 15,000 tons of capacity. And with this R&D capability of X-mold, so how much do you think it will accelerate us to ramp up our Supreme Petro capacity of around 75,000 tons? Does that lab really help us in expanding our compounds capacity, or do you think it is completely different? Could you please talk about that? And also, we attended the exhibition recently, and one of the players, Sudarshan Polymers and Compounds, they indicated that so EBITDA margin in this business is 13%, and which could decline to 9% in 2-3 years because a lot of players are adding capacity, particularly players like Kingpa, they are coming out with significant capacity. So how we are going to address that? What is our plan? Could you please talk about that?
The 75,000 tons is what we have planned, which will be increased in stages. And currently we have installed 20,000 tons for ABS compounding, and that has just now become operational. And as far as the margins are concerned, it actually depends upon what kind of a compound you are making, which niche area you are there. So to generalize that it will be 9% or 13%, it's very difficult, because there are compounds where the margins are as high as even 15% or 20% or maybe more even. So this is to average it out is one thing, but then the margins depend more in compounding business, what niche you are in and what kind of compounds you are doing and what recipes you have developed. So I wouldn't comment on the margins part, that what would be the margins eventually, because I know that the margins can always be better than even 9% and 13%.
But whatever Kingpa is making, that those grades are available with us, or?
I'm not aware of what they are making, because they are into many things, and what we are doing is, again, there is some niche areas we are doing it where they may not be there.
Okay. As Mr. Nirav mentioned that in China they are adding a lot of capacity downstream products, particularly this polystyrene, EPS, and compounds also we are seeing domestic lot of expansion is happening, and EPS particularly, there is one company, EPAC, they are also adding capacity in EPS around 50,000 tons. So given these developments, how do you see the overall demand and supply evolving for the entire the styrene chain over the next 2-3 years? Do you anticipate margin pressures here, or we can, with different spec grades, we could be able to still perform better? So if you see, basically, where I am coming from, this question is, if you see, excluding the Haryana plant, do you still expect to achieve 6.5 lakh tons of volume, including 1.4 lakh tons of ABS, and we do 15 rupees per kg of EBITDA, that is 1,000 crores in the normalized market scenario? Or do you see risk to this assumption?
As far as China is concerned, they are not expanding any. We haven't heard of any more expansions or any new capacities of EPS coming in. Even last 2 years, we have not heard any new EPS capacity coming up in China. all EPS capacities were set up many years back, and they're currently operating those capacities at 50 to 60% only, and historically in the last few years also they have been operating at those levels only. The smaller or unviable plants there may get mothballed, that is different story, but then currently we haven't heard of any new capacities coming up. As far as India is concerned, again, we aren't aware of any expansion of EPS capacity happening in India apart from whatever has been in the pipeline. There is only one small player I know who is expanding or who is actually setting up. Others we haven't heard. And in India, there is an excess capacity of EPS today. Because of that, the margins there have got squeezed. But as is the nature, over the years, somebody will sell out, somebody will shut down. So, currently, the margins will remain under pressure because of the competition in India. There are no imports of EPS, hardly any imports come as far as EPS is concerned.
Okay. So by 4Q, do you expect our spread to be normalized?
Unless otherwise the geo-economic situation changes currently, very difficult to say when, because until otherwise the China's exports of processed goods start as far as to USA is concerned, the utilization of polystyrene or EPS or ABS capacities of the other Asian countries, that gets normalized. It's very difficult to predict when will it get normalized. But we expect that in the last quarter of the current financial year, by then it should stabilize. But because that is a season in India also, and styrene prices, crude prices would have also be stabilized by then.
Okay. So how much volume we are targeting, sir, this year?
We are targeting, but then with these kind of situations globally, whether what happens is difficult to say, but I can suffice to say that we will be doing certainly better than last year, but by what percentage with the decline in the volumes in the last quarter and all that, very difficult to predict. Even in the month of October, we don't see any major improvement in volumes.
Okay.
The OEM lifting in India is also slow.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Vipul Kumar Shah from Sugangai Investments. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. So, sir, I missed your opening remarks. So, what are the styrene prices now and what they were same period last year?
Currently, the styrene prices are around $800 per ton.
And
in
what
last year around this time, the styrene prices were close to $1,100.
And what was the same last quarter, sir?
End June, the prices were $940.
And sir, for the second line of ABS, what will be the capex? And what will be the capacity of that line?
That line will be of 70,000 tons and the capex would be around 300 crores.
300 crores. So in view of our reduced cash generation, will we allow to resort to the borrowings to fund that capex?
No. In my opening remark itself, I have said that we will be meeting all our capex from internal accruals.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rahul Agarwal from Ikigai Asset. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good evening, sir. Hope all well and festive wishes to you. Sir, one question and then couple of clarifications. Firstly, you shared your view on what's really happening on the downstream side for China, and because they are running at lower utilization because processed goods are not able to get exported to US. That has to be seen from a PS perspective. Could you similarly delve a bit deeper onto the ABS side of this? Do we see a lot of ABS imports from China as well? Because my sense is it's more Taiwan and Korea who import into India. But purely from a pricing perspective on ABS and incremental ramp up of your phase one, how do you look at business going forward for ABS for the industry overall and then specifically for Supreme Petro?
ABS imports are currently happening only from majority, almost 95% of imports into India that comes in from Taiwan, mainly Korea, Taiwan, and then around 5% from Thailand. So the 95% of imports, they come from these three locations. China imports of ABS are not there at all. At the moment, it is not there. And rightly, since they have large capacities coming up there, large capacities are getting built up in China. Going forward, the threat remains.
So they are essentially building up ABS capacities, is what you mentioned?
They are currently building some ABS capacities there, but that is all meant for their own use for the processed goods, because they import also ABS. But then if they are not able to export the processed goods, which eventually I am sure they will be doing it, but if they are unable to do it, then yes, the threat remains.
Got it. Fair point.
China has built large capacities of all polymers. It is just not the ABS or EPS, but they have built large capacities for all polymers, so that if they are not processing it, then that threat will continue to remain.
Just to put on a number here, my sense was 12 million tons of global ABS and PS capacity each of them, and about 4 million tons for China. Is that correct? Are these numbers correct?
4 million tons of what you said?
ABS capacity in China?
ABS capacity in China is currently close to 9 million tons. The global capacity, the global installed capacity of ABS is around 17 million tons, of which around 9 million is in China, 8 million tons is the worldwide capacity, and of which the current demand of ABS is close to 11.5 million tons only. And China currently imports, with all their capacities coming up, if one takes into account that, China would still need to import closer to 1 million tons of ABS.
Got it. And similar thing for polystyrene? I mean, how much would that be for China capacity right now and the world capacity?
The world capacity of polystyrene is again close to 12 million tons. And China has around 4.5 million tons or so, thereabout the capacities there.
Got it, sir. And a couple of clarifications. You said the phase 2 for the ABS plant starts in fiscal 28. That basically means the production starts somewhere end of 28 and then we see sales in fiscal 29. Is that what you mentioned?
We are saying that by the FY28, the second line would be ready. And once, since the product profile would have already been in the market with the line, so that shouldn't take long to be. fully operational then.
Right. So it should see some revenues into fiscal 28 itself is what you meant.
Somewhat maybe, otherwise in 29 fully it would be there.
Got it. And similar question on the trading sales. When you mentioned 22%, that 22% is of the total top line, is it?
Of the top line.
Okay. So when you give the volume number in the presentation, which is manufactured volume, that doesn't include any trading volume, right?
That doesn't include any trading volume.
Okay. And for the 70,000 tons of phase 1 ABS which you have done, which I think also costed about 350 crores, what would be the peak revenue or a peak EBITDA number, like 3-4 years out at 100% utilization? Basically, I'm trying to calculate the return on capital. So just wanted to understand the peak potential.
In that project is not 303 investment in the line 1, because that also has some element of the infrastructure, utilities for both the lines and everything. So it is around 600 crores for us, the line 1, and the asset turnover ratio of both the lines put together is 2.
Okay. And what kind of EBITDA should we assume here, like percentage or ton-wise or whatever?
With the global spreads, what you will see that based on that one can work out. But we once let us settle and once the product is fully on in the market and our plant is fully running, then real EBITDA numbers would be known to us.
All right, sir. I get that. Thank you so much, and best wishes for the balance of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Prateek Singhania from Sage One Investments. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, sir. Sir, taking forward the previous participant question, so majority of the capacity, like you said, in Korea, Thailand, Indonesia, have been set up keeping China in mind, because this capacity is far more access in comparison to their local demand. Now with China coming up with their own capacity of ABS, reliance of import coming down, do you think that this import pressure from Korea, Thailand, and in Indonesia, Thailand, this will remain static for India as a whole, and this could eventually lead to a lower normalized spread for ABS?
They had capacities, China has set up, but they already were exporting now to some other locations or to the USA, and the trade barriers are there, but once these trade barriers are out, those pressures will also not be there. But as far as Korea is concerned or Thailand is concerned, their imports have not increased into India, and despite the trade barriers being in place for last couple of months. So I don't see that as far as ABS is concerned, there will be any major impact.
Okay, so then, basically then this reduction of the spread is predominantly with respect to the fall in the styrene prices rather than majorly coming from the import pressure of the volumes coming into India. Is that correct to assume?
The pressure, the styrene is not the concern. The concern here is the import of ABS. And ABS last year was 160,000 tons, and till the first 6 months also it is in line with the last year's imports.
Okay.
There is no extra imports which have come in, and the local players have also sold their quantities, it means.
Got it. And how is the booking market with respect to the importers booking, like any 2-3 months trend that we have with respect to further imports, how it would increase, or like it's the same?
That nobody can know which trader is importing or which trader is placed an order. That's not in the marketplace anywhere, that information.
Okay. And sir, with respect to pricing your product, will it be safe to assume that your product will be priced, say, 3-4% discount to your competition, since we want to increase our market share now? And secondly, with respect to your engagement with the processors, how has been the acceptance from the processor side with respect to melt flow index and characteristic and uniformity of your product getting into the molds? Any feedback from them?
As far as the pricing is concerned, it's a market strategy. So whatever our market team feels good to penetrate into the market, and that we will take the decisions at the right time. And as far as the feedbacks are concerned, we are receiving some feedbacks, and we will be accordingly making those changes to meet the market expectations.
Okay. And you'll be also selling the color.
For each applications, every processor has their own requirements. So we have to fit in their requirements into our grades and all that we are working on that.
Okay. And typically, what is the product, this timeline to get it approved from the OEM? Because obviously the product is processed at the processor level, but it has to get approved by the OEM. So a typical timeline, say if you want to get into any automobile or say household consumer durable goods, so the OEM product approval, SKU approval timelines would be?
I would say anything between 3 to 6 months.
Okay. And you'll be selling the colored as well, right? The colored ABS, apart from the natural grade and the white grade?
Yeah, we will be selling colored, we'll be selling compounds of ABS also, and the natural ABS as well.
Sure. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Amit Agija from HG Hawa & Company. Please go ahead.
So, sir, is it true that our capex cost is one of the lowest?
Hello? Your voice is not clear. Hello?
Yeah, wait a minute. Sir, is it true that our capex cost is one of the lowest for any new plant that has been put up? And would this be comparable to someone putting up a plant in China also? This is for the ABS plant.
I would on that. Amit, I won't be able to comment on that.
The second question is, sir, are we facing any kind of competition from honeycomb industry, particularly in our thermocol products?
From which industry you said?
Honeycomb industry, which is made from paper.
No, we haven't seen any competition from there so far, no.
Okay. And, sir, one more thing is that our place as well as our Patalganga, the North India, Haryana plant is concerned, when we will be able to come into production there? We had previously stated 2000.
No. We as far as, because we have gone there because of the styrene monomer availability from IOC, which IOC had announced. But IOC's plans to set up their styrene plant has also got delayed. That's what we understand from them, from the market also. And earlier they were talking of by 27, 28. Now we gather it is by 29. So we are not putting in our money there at the moment till their plans are very firmed up and we know that yes, their styrene would be available to us.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shreya Bhantia from Oaklane Capital Management LLP. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity. I have a question regarding the ABS margin. Well, we know that right now we...
Hello? Your voice is cracking.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes.
I'm so sorry to interrupt in between. Ma'am, your voice is not audible. Hello.
Just a minute. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed. Hello.
Yes.
Shreya ma'am, are you there? As there is no response, we will go ahead and invite the next participant. The next question is from the line of Vipul Kumar Shah from Sumagal Investments. Please go ahead.
Sir, regarding this ABS line, so we'll be selling downstream products or we'll be selling to the processors?
We will be selling to the processors.
Will not do any downstream products, right?
We will be only doing compounding of ABS, and otherwise we'll be selling ABS only.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Aditya Khetan from SNIF Institutional Equities. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for the follow-up. Sir, you had mentioned that ABS imports are quite sticky. Around 1.6 lakh tons we could conclude for this fiscal also. So, sir, if this is the argument, then, sir, the domestic capacity addition done by you and other players, because the demand is, sir, so that is around 3.5 lakh tons only, and if we exclude 1.6 lakh ton again, so we could be sitting at 2 lakh tons again demand. So how come the domestic players would be selling their inventory?
Yeah, till now, Aditya, our product was not in the market. I said that first 6 months, the imports which have come, they are in line with the last year's exports. But by then, our material is not in the market. Once our material is tested, tried by the processors and approved by the OEMs, then automatically those imports will go down then.
Okay. Any differentiation, sir, you can highlight, like, so better quality or what is superior, like, compared to imports which are coming in?
See, all the emulsion grade ABS, they are yellowish color, they are like dark creamish color, whereas we are a white color ABS, and with that your pigments, coloring, all that is reduced. Our consistency is better because it is all reactor produced material. It is not batch processes, so there is a consistency in the material there. So that this is the advantage. Then as far as the order is concerned, that is the minimal order, there is zero order in it as compared to the emulsion grade there. Then the thermal stability is there is a high thermal stability in mass ABS, whereas emulsion has generally the moderate thermal stability.
Okay. And, sir, this asset turnover of 2 times, like earlier, sir, so we were investing 950 crore in ABS and expecting a 2,000 crore sort of a top line. Some 2 years back we had given this number. Now, sir, that has been reduced to 1,800. So this is because of the lower prices. Current prices are lower that we have factored in.
I said twice, so 600 crores and 350 crores for the second line. So this will come to the same number. Baki, as far as styrene price going down and the top line coming down, they are all a matter of, calculation. But otherwise, the asset turnover would be more or less, remains at 2 only.
Got it. And sir, just to clarify the point on special compound polymer, sir, our current capacity installed, that is around 60 K tons. Is this the right figure, sir?
No, that's not the right figure. The right figure would be where we are currently at effective purchase. Around 55 or 50,000 tons.
50,000 tons. Okay, so 15 from ex-mold, 25 earlier we had, and 20,000, sir, we had expanded just now, ABS compounding.
No. I'll tell you. 25 plus 20 and 15. 60,000 including ex-mold. You are right. 60,000 with ex-mold.
Okay, got it. Correct. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Prateek Singhania from Sage One Investments. Please go ahead.
Sir, thanks for the follow-up. So with respect to the capex that this industry is putting, almost like 1,500 to 1,600 crores in ABS has been put by the industry after such a long time in the ABS in India. So any protection that you may seek from the government with respect to anti-dumping duty on any like if any country is like doing a spoiled sport with respect to dumping ABS in India, anything, because loss of profit is also one of the criteria which can be used upon for this anti-dumping duty. So anything which is expected, or you might like anticipate a scenario in say next 12 months or so that would be required.
प्रतीक जी, हम तो अभी इसके अंदर घुस रहे हैं. ये तो जो एग्जिस्टिंग प्लेयर्स हैं, ये जो एंटी डंपिंग की एप्लीकेशन और एनीथिंग व्हिच हैज टू बी मेड फॉर सेफगार्ड और एनी प्रोटेक्शन, दैट हैज टू बी इनिशिएटेड बाय द existing players, because I wouldn't have the data to support this request if I go to the government today, because we are just entering. I don't have any historical data. Even the current data is insufficient. So I will not be the right person to answer this question. But yes, if the existing players make this move, we are there to support.
Sure, great. And second question, sir, with respect to this China adding so much capacity, normally Chinese wants to be the lowest cost producer of any goods over the world. And since the technology which you have adopted makes you with respect to the lowest cost producer with respect to ABS, so what is your view with respect to China not preferring your route of manufacturing ABS versus they going for a continuous process-based process for setting up this such a big expanded capacity that they have done in last 2.5 years? Your view?
No, China is also going in for mass ABS now. China, I know Versailles only has set up a plant for it's in the process there, which is for almost 450,000 tons or so. So they are already that is in there. Then there are other plants also there. So they are I think close to almost 1 million tons of mass ABS plants would be there in the whatever is in the pipeline now there.
Okay, 1 million ton is in the pipeline, and they already.
Nobody knows the exact numbers about the China, very frankly. But the Versailles is just it is given to one company, 450,000 tons, and of that, I think 2 lines are already, or 1 line is already operational there.
So this will be which company, sir?
I won't have the name readily available, but then yes, we can get that name. I have it somewhere, but I don't remember the name. It's there.
Sure, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question for today. I now hand the conference over to the management from Supreme Petrochem Limited for closing comments.
Thank you all for participating in this earnings con call. If you have any further questions or would like to know more about the company or our operations, please reach out to our Investor Relations Manager at Valorum Advisors. Thank you so much. Thank you.
On behalf of Supreme Petrochem Limited, That concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us today, and you may now disconnect your lines.